Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back here on the show to recap my third and final NBA game here of the night. And the game last game I'll talk about is the Sacramento Kings beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 124-120 reaction here in overtime. Good win, a bounce back for the Kings after losing that game to the Denver Nuggets in blowout fashion. To win here on the road in overtime against one of the best teams in the West and the Timberwolves. Very, very impressive. And this was really a back and forth game through all four quarters. So Sacramento won the first quarter 30-22, but then Minnesota comes out, plays much better offensively in the second quarter. Outscores them 37-30. Then Sacramento, punches back after halftime. Outscores them 31-23. And then the fourth quarter, Minnesota storms back 33-24 and forced overtime. Both teams shot solid from three. Kings shot 11 of 29, 37.9%. Timberwolves shot 12 of 31, 38.7%. Both teams shot pretty solid from the field. The Kings shot at exactly 50%. The Timberwolves shot 49.4%. The leading scorer actually for this game for the Kings, Malik Monk. Yeah, what a hell of a game. You have Keegan Murray, Sabonis. You think, who's going to be the leading guy? No De'Aaron Fox. But Malik Monk stepped up huge. 39 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 16 of 29 from the floor. 35 points in the second half, 18 points in the fourth. When the Kings needed him most, he came through big. He's got to be a contender, for that six man of the year award. I'm not saying he should win it, but I think he should be in contention. 5 of 8 from 3. And this is a statement win for the Kings because they had players had a team meeting yesterday in Denver, coming off that loss. And they bounced back big. He shot 55%, made 5 threes. And the Kings become the first team to beat the Wolves twice at Target Center this season. And but all but 4 of those points coming in the second half and OT period. He had 4 points with 2:40 left in the third quarter. He finished the game with 39 points. But also, y'all get some credit to Davion Mitchell. 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 8. I thought those were the two key players tonight. Outside of Sabonis for the Kings. Sabonis had 21 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 7 of 14 shooting. Another solid, efficient game from Sabonis. But Malik Monk and Davion Mitchell were the 2 X factors. Because Malik Monk had 35 in the second half, and Davion Mitchell 16 points, 7 of 8, had a really good shooting game. And I thought their guards stepped up really well in the absence of De'Aaron Fox. Keegan Murray 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 12. Solid game from Harrison Barnes. But the Kings had the Timberwolves where they wanted them after the third quarter with that 9-point lead. But then the Timberwolves, forced overtime, but they just couldn't really make any shots in overtime. But a lot of those missed free throws come back to haunt the Timberwolves. 24 of 32, some missed free throws in this game, and the Kings didn't shoot well, 13 of 24. So there was a lot of missed free throws by the Kings. They didn't shoot well from the line. But a really heartbreaking loss, for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards had to leave at halftime, to be present for the birth of his child. So he went to go see the birth of his child. But yeah, this is a heartbreaking loss, for Minnesota. Because they really could have used this game here. But you can't, people are like, the refs were bad. The refs really weren't on the Kings' side in this game. But you gotta be furious with your own guys. Monk and Sabonis really outdogged their entire closing cast virtually by themselves. Like, how does the league's best defense let Monk go supernova for 18 points in quarter 4 at home? Cause I know Malik Monk's a big scoring guy because, watch him play for my Kentucky Wildcats, but you can't just let one player beat you. You gotta get the ball out of Malik Monk's hands there. No, you didn't have, but it should have been a win against by the much bigger team. No Fox either. The league's best defense really just let him go supernova. Towns bonehead plays in the clutch. So yeah, and he might win that one with Carl or with Anthony Edwards and saying that, but you never know. Jay McDaniels with a great bounce back game, career high in points, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 9 of 11 shooting. But this is a game you have to win, and they just didn't drop a successful final play either. But the Kings are the first team to beat the Timberwolves twice in the Target Center. And Sabonis, he sets good screens, so you just continue to fight through them. And in transition, they like to get out before teams even turn their heads, and they just had a little struggle getting back defensively. In transition, the Kings were really getting out there. Man, Malik Monk's so good. Timberwolves, their leading scorer obviously was Jay McDaniels, I mentioned. Karl-Anthony Towns, 19 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. For what he was tonight. But yeah, not a great game from Karl-Anthony Towns. Really rough game. Best shooting big man of all time, he says. Mike Conley, 14 points, 8 assists. Good game from Mike Conley. He's a really underrated veteran on this team. Anthony Edwards had 11 points, 2 of 11. Wasn't shooting well, and he left at halftime to see the birth of his child. He wasn't shooting well, but, you know, he could have helped him in that second half. Rudy Gobert, 16 points, 16 rebounds. Going to Gobert down low is not a sound decision. They tried to go to him low, and it just didn't work. But playoff cat, bad offensive rebounding. Gobert in overtime, just a putrid start, and it really stunk. And Gobert just can't swear this dude can't fucking finish at the rim worth shit. Naj Reid, 18 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. Yeah, really disaster class. A big choke artist. I mean, Cat fouled out, but Nas had a chance. It was a great look, too. He was open right there. Naj Reid had one more pass. And Monk goes 0-2 at the free throw line into Naj Reid throwing it straight out of bounds. Naj Reid disaster class. There. Jordan McLaughlin, 4 points, 4 assists. 2 for 2. He took 2 shots made and both had 4 assists. Solid game off the bench. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 7 points. 2 of 5. Maybe you could have got 1 or 2 though. 1 or 2 more of those shots to go, you could have won. But if they had Anthony Edwards, they might have won, but I don't know. Malik Monk was going off. And you really let Sabonis and Malik Monk beat you because nobody else really had big scoring games. So, huge win on the road to improve to 34-25. Dropped the Timberwolves 42-42-18 with a 124-120 win in overtime. And this is a huge statement win. So yeah, it's really all to say here. So until next time, peace.